going to talk about how to identify vata. Okay, and vata has these qualities. Vata has dry, light, cold, rough, subtle, mobile and clear qualities. Dry means dry, light. Dry, light, cold. What you thinking about? Dry, light, cold, rough. This whole together, put it somewhere. What is you can think about these qualities? Make.
Corn.
So,
Corn.
just feel like naturally what is happening in the world. That kind of thing you can feel.
Dry.
Like
Just like
to arise, is it? To go up, to move, and then this whole quality together we feel like this always like to fly, like a bird, always like to fly without a direction. If you give a direction, what happened to other type people?
Oh, don't want it.
No, like it at all. Because if you open the air in a bottle, put air stuffed in the air in a bottle, and you open the lid and you ask the air to flow, where they flow, where you ask you to flow, like go to that direction only, don't go other. They don't. They naturally, freely want to move around. And that, can you believe that person like that? Is there any opportunities in here to flow freely? As a child? No. As an adult? No. As the just about to die? Is no. Because why? Vata people push the boundaries and like to fly. And that means from the birth to death, they feel like odd characters, odd people, like not fitting, not fitting. A lot of people who in here, I think not fitting, because why? It's not fitting mean their way is to be free. And what are the free qualities there is like, is it when you think about vata people, vata qualities, when you have subtle, mobile, clear, these qualities are the best qualities of vata. These qualities is like little bit, the light has to come in down, light, subtle, mobile and clear. And that is what, if you don't have a dry, cold, rough and other thing, how much is it? How good is it? Is it? Because vata has good qualities and bad qualities itself. Vata has good and bad qualities itself. That cold and dry and rough, what the qualities you feel like? Little bit cold. Cold mean what is cold? It's like just little bit, but cool and cold. If you have these three qualities nice, the cold quality you can make like a cool, not cold. What is cool and cold? Like when you ask somebody, how is he? So cool. What is a cool mean? It's good, chill out and cool, like to fly, go for a party and then fun, have fun. And that's cold mean not talking, just like little bit distance and reserved and shy, and this one can go other way or this way, And then if you have mobile, subtle, clear quality mean, what if you're a bird, and what are the qualities you want to fly? Clear sky, mobility, and light, and then you can fly. And this much more ability in there, that ability is in there in some substances, increase the qualities of good vata. You see, increase the good vata. The what is the substance in there? Clear, mobile, subtle, and light qualities have a food.
Light. Salad.
Salad is water.
Popcorn.
Popcorn.
She said popcorn.
Wheat.
Wheat.
Wheat. Why
Oh,
wheat
wheat.
is dry? Why? Wheat is dry, wheat is mobile, subtle and clear, and everything is wheat. Why is wheat is bloating and heavy? Why?
Grounds it? Oh no.
You have water.
Why is
The
there? You
water.
tell me. The wheat, when you have wheat, like wheat mixed with yeast, what happens?
Rises.
Rises. And then this, like when you eat the rices bread, it's light quality and give the wheat more, and it's rise this way and body push this way, and feel like the constant battle is coming like bloating. Not wheat, because wheat is not the problem, yeast is the problem. Substances is making with that wheat to go like unnecessary, like they make something to make it bigger, and then body can't tolerate that one, and then
So are you saying then that yeast bread
yeah,
is more difficult?
yeast bread are more difficult.
Because sourdough is now the most
A
considered
sourdough
most
is
popular.
like the baking soda, is it?
No, sourdough is the yeast.
Yeast, yeah,
The mother yeast.
Yeah. and it is much
But it's
difficult to.
natural yeast, isn't it?
No,
It's
but
how
sourdough,
you make it.
sourdough is old dough.
Okay.
That
Okay,
they used to make new dough.
okay, and it is
Okay.
like something is different, like making it. And yeast mean I'm saying natural. The yeast they come in from the supermarket. That's what they use him for the wheat to rise.
Okay.
Otherwise, sourdough might be very light.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like if you know how to aggravate their energy to body to tolerate light energy, it might be lightest thing in the world. And I'm not saying like rice is like that. Rice, when you eat in rice, why is rice is very prominent in here? Everybody seems to be eating rice because they have light quality. Light, this mobile, subtle, this whole qualities is increasing. Some people, rice is bloating. Why is that? Their digestive fire is not good enough to make rice to digest, and that means some kind of digestible food is rice. And anyway, we will talk about later. And as long as these qualities you can find from the person, from the appearance, from the psychological, physiological and emotional aspect, you think this person is vata. Okay, if you come into the head to toe, what are the appearance, you can put this one into the person and see what are the physiological appearance you can feel like. Dry skin, dryness, and light. What is the light? The body feel light. But light mean what is that? The bony, tall, or like is any time is go with the wind.
Would Vata people have more problems with broken bones?
Yeah, broken bones and the bony disorder, the osteoporosis. Which kind of disorder person can get it? Vata people, because its bone is a Vata structure, and then the osteoporosis is a more to the Vata type of people. The like bony disorders, but like when you see a model, what you can see?
Bones.
Bony, more prominent bone, and tall, no eating, and emaciated look, skinny, no boobs, no fat, everything is that, and it shouldn't be like that Vata. Okay, that is a Vata, excessive Vata, abuse Vata. This they increase this whole quality. This you shouldn't increase this whole quality in the body, but constantly Vata people do increase this quality in the body. Is it? Because why? Their natural tendency to like in their own thing, Vata. But it's like the body is in a balance, they see the limitations. I'm going in balance now, I have to be not consume that anymore. But because of the lightness, the more you not eating, more you eating birds food. What are the birds food? Seeds, nuts, like quinoa. Is here is much bigger quinoa, is it? In Sri Lanka, India, quinoa for the birds, nobody eating. And 3 months after you taking the harvest the rice, we put something to bird. They fertilize something, some kind of to soil. They put, and the birds do it. We grow the quinoa, and then birds come and eat. It's life, dirt to fly, you know. And this here, what people they eating quinoa. Then my mom say, are they still living? And whenever I say something, you know, like happening in here, are they still living? They can't understand, because quinoa, you know, like it's a high protein with very light, you know, like birds to survive, you know, and they eat very little, and they eat high protein, very little stuff. And here people love quinoa. Quinoa is making your vata activate 1,000 million times. Yes.
I'm eating it. So
Yes. Don't.
what about like I think I have
Millet is the same. Millet also the same. Millet is at that little bit bigger, the bigger grain, is it? Yellow one. It's a quinoa, millet is same kind of family. It's all activating vata. Yeah.
So Brianna was asking, if bread and rice have like qualities,
Yeah.
are they more likely to cause bloating in vata?
If your digestion is cut right, it's not causing you problem. But vata type is anything you eat little bit more is causing problem. Because why? They can't overeat. You know, because why they have to eat the good natural protein, carbohydrate, everything in a nice way. But what they tend to do is they eating whole kitchen one time, and then not eat in 2 days, and then eating nice meal again, and then it's like it's going to be floating anyway, because then the digestive thing where you are yesterday, where you were yesterday, I was starving. Now you're giving me a permission to eat everything in the world. I can't be, you know, I can't come according to what your pattern, you know, kind of thing. And that is what is happening. Anyway, when you go into other things, you know, physical appearance, what the people have? Slim. And then all put it to this one to the person. Mobility, mobile quality. Flexible. They are very flexible. They are running, talking, walking. This whole thing is fast. Why is that? Because they're mobile, and they can't wait other person to stop. You have to talk, you know. And then I said to you, what people come to consultation is like, where am I? You know, to stop talking. You know? But they keep talking and talking, and sometimes there's no gap. You know, they keep talking until the half an hour finish, you know, and then at last they ask, you didn't ask me anything. Especially Aisha, you know, one of a lady, you know, she was watching, I don't know, and when she comes, you know, she's talk. And I said, you didn't tell me anything. I said, you don't give me any chance to talk, you know, and you know, vata type people like that, mobile, talking, thinking, everything is fast, you know, and because it's a mobile quality. And subtle mean, what is the subtle quality of vata? It's go in between, you know. Vata can fly within anything. This door doesn't have to be open then to go. Window is open is enough. You see, the little, and because it's subtle quality, they can move in a subtle way, and it makes them what kind of people? Sneaky and very attractive, very kind of charming, attractive, exciting, and because they can be anywhere, you know, because they have the sneaky with subtle energy, and they're very likable quality as well because of the subtle energy. And that is that, and rough, the cold quality. What is the cold? I said to you, cold or cool. You know, cold quality means they can be very reserved and very shy, or they can be cool, you know, and come in and like very trendy, very nice, very approachable. And these both can be that, okay? And this kind of thing you can feel like everywhere in the body, vata type, okay? I don't have to explain head to toe. You apply this one and see, am I vata or pitta or kapha? Appearance. What do you think, Himali?
Myself?
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know yet.
even
Okay.
I don't know.
And what you see, Noel?
100%.
In me?
Yeah,
Yeah, that should be vata.
vata qualities. Okay.
Vata, yeah.
Yeah, and
Right.
yeah, vata qualities, and that's what you can't sustain enough with the environment. You see, because they like to fly, and then in London, in a huge cooperative world, you can't fly. You have to be rocket. You put fuel in it. You have set the target here to there. Don't look at anything. If you kill 1,000 people in between that, it's not your problem. You have to go to your target. And that means Vata people can't sustain in that world. Because it's like they have that heart, like little bit, because they're much closer to, like flying away, not in. And that means Vata people very, very. And then when you're childhood Vata people, how could you understand? Childhood. Dyslexic, ADHD, and autistic. Everybody Vata people. Why is that? They can't put in a cage. They can't put in a cage. They can't tell what to do. They can't be scared from the other people. And when you have that qualities outside, they go inside. It's like they're becoming like caged lion. The inside that they're aggravated, and autistic especially, because they can't cope with the natural outside world, because it's your space is little, and outside is quite scary, and then you're not acceptable and that a person, and that means the children feel like really introverted and into that. And then at that people, instead of cut the cage, what they're doing is label them inside the cage, autistic. And then this person, until now is a little bit recently, the study is going and saying you got to be release that energy, you got to be taking this one, the child change some things, and they don't even still say food. Another thing is a food. What is the autistic? The child, when you come to autism or something like that, what they're rejecting is sleeping and eating. They don't sleep at timing, they don't eat. And that affecting life, they are getting more aggravated inside. And then if you wanted to do the autism or the hyperactivity, ADHD, dyslexia, one thing is that give a freedom to child and make them eat normal food and let them to sleep in a right timing. And any obstacle around, he been subjected to be scared for the world, take out. Even in school, don't they send them to school, because that is the thing. You might have a lot of teachers, lot of experience, is it? And change in diet is much important. Why? The digestive fire is because this is the fire is that like we call it gut feeling, is it? Gut feeling means your digestive fire, and which is making your livelihood, And what is doing is the digestive fire stay out of from the channel. They eliminate from the channel because they have huge target. As a child, cope with the outside world, and that means the digestive fire eliminate from the place, and it is in the head, and that means child get continuously angry, continuously agitated, continuously refusing food, continuously refusing going to sleep. Why refusing to go to sleep? Because the energy is still there. It is not coming to digestion. And that is, if you can take that chance and make the working with the digestion and bring the digestive fire into the gut and make them eat, go to sleep is nice time, and have outside world a little bit much nicer, free place to stay, and it's okay, And and that's what people need to, children need to, and a lot of people I seen vata people are there, they naturally can be autistic or dyslexic or hyperactive, poor people, and as soon as you taking them to a doctor, there's a label and tablets, and that two things is like killing them from the beginning. They, and then okay, autism or hyperactivity, okay, when you die down that and go into puberty, and what is hitting is anxiety, depression, this one, and then give some more tablets, and then at last, they jump into the somewhere or they kill themselves or whatever, because they can't carry on like that unless you address the problem from the beginning, and that is mostly happen to vata children, and you as a parent one day, I as a parent, and you as a general public, you have opportunity, you have space to talk this to somebody and make somebody's life is changing, giving some correct advice in a correct time, and one thing is vata type, like vata children. And when you go into the vata, the younger age, what kind of problem is starting mind to vata? Yeah, mind, like autism or something like that is when you're childhood. And when you go to younger time, like a teenager, from the anorexia. Anorexia is very, why is that? Anorexia. Control, and they like to control what they can do with, which is they can stay out of food. I use that.
But that's the opposite. So when they were little, if
Yeah.
they want to be out and breaking all the
Yeah.
rules, not conforming,
Yeah,
out of control,
yeah,
and then if they want to be
in control.
is that because they've been so out of control they need the security of feeling control?
No, because the natural control coming from that same body, pitta, time, and that inside is controlled by their own participant in the body, and that means you can say, no, I can be controlled than you, because the pitta, when you come to puberty, there's a two dosha, vata person or pitta person or cow person come into the pitta period, and then the vata pitta struggle in there, and which dosha is the invitable to the society? Pitta, not vata. You see, you do exams, pass the exam best, you have to look good, you have to the pass the exam is not here in Sri Lanka, is the pass the exam. In here, be slim, be attractive, put makeup on, be like
Successful.
because be beautiful and stay slim, and if you're not accepting me as I am, like like I'm not beautiful or I don't feel like that, but if you want to, I can be. How? Not eating, then I can set into your targets, and I the pitta can control by being more pitta, controlled by myself. I can control taking my vata type to myself, and that point is which is the age is anorexia kicking is 13, 14, 15, because why? The outside influences are too much you to be in the game. How you use your own ability to be in the game, which is not eating, have a beautiful body, and they think is more you think, more acceptable who you are, and then as a vata type, there's no demarcation of that, and they go in more. What they can do, if somebody can run 10 miles an hour, they're going to show it off. I can run it 20 miles an hour. If somebody can't run 2 miles an hour, and because they can stay beautiful. But how you want me to? Because I will not eat. You know, it's all controlling inside. You know, and again, anorexia like that. You know, and other pitta problem is starting. What is a pitta problem? You know, like vata pitta, both problem is starting. You know, in that puberty time, and then other mind problem. What is 2025? What is the vata people have? Kind of problems. Anxiety, loads of panic attack, anxiety, and you know, difficult to, you know, like stay in a society, and you know, isolation. A lot of people are isolate because they can't face up to the world, and that is coming when you little bit come into the old age, you know. And I'm sorry, the Vata is not a good constitution. It is. It's many. Yeah, it is superpowers. You know, if you manage the Vata correctly, you're like a Superman. You know, because you can be likability, you can be light, you can mobile, you can clear, you can whole world is yours. You know, like if you are a bird, if the sky is so vast, nothing there, you can fly wherever you want it to. But you have to have balanced body, you know, and that is Vata people, you know. But mostly what happens, either sky is too crowded, you can't fly, or your wings are not strong enough. And it's both way, Vata can feel like let down by the outside or inside, you know. And then
Joanne was saying that she used to worked with autistic children, I think it is, autistic children for 7 years, and she said she saw that absolutely it's their diet that has the biggest effect on how they behave, because they're eating cakes, and one boy who ate 5 cakes a day, gaining weight, he can't concentrate, angry, agitated, bad dreams, not sleeping properly, drinking fizzy drinks.
And the way is the mothers, you know, because living with autistic children is not easy, you know, and give, and as a mother you give everything, and when you're tired, you give cake. You know, because what can you do? You know, like when you're tired, what the person asks to be high, and sweet taste make you high, and then they give sweet, and they're addicted to sweet. You know, like it's like, okay, they eat sweet and they don't go to sleep at night, and then next day is another day of the same kind of procedure, and the junk food, and you know that mechanism I told you about, the siver, the what good and what bad has gone by them, you know, because it's the can't control that one, and because it's going too far, and that point is like mothers are too tired, I know, and everybody want them to shut up and take them and go to sleep and stay this one. And another thing is electronic gadgets, you know, and this is autistic, and the hyperactive children is addicted to them. Why? Because they keep the mind stimulating all the time. Yeah, I tell my son, you know, like Xbox, I think you're not with the natural world, you know, when you're playing that. Because why? This if I say something, if I take this one to here, it takes 2-3 seconds. In car crash to somebody to die, and then going to 50 miles an hour in an Xbox, it takes 1 second, and your mind go that fast. You see, you know, your mind go that with the car. You know, you go and crash. You know, somebody die or somebody, and this is a constantly. It's like going. Vata addicted to that, because why? Vata like to be in that game, in that thing. It's like a drug. You know, it's all the electronic instrument, the Vata people, it's like a drug, because they go with your mind. The speed of your mind is tally with that gadgets. You know, that's what they can't give up. And is Vata people, before that I said to you, Vata people can't stay, can't have drugs, alcohol, and any drugs. They addicted to addictive personality. And same as electronic, addictive personality because of the speed of that. And this mobile, clear, subtle, everything is going to be like looking for that speed and mobility. And that means Vata people, if addicted to something, is very hard to getting out of them, out of anything. Drugs, electronic items, the alcohol, anything. Coffee, any. The coffee, tea, tannin, the caffeine, anything is like addictive personality. And Vata sites are. Where are the Vata sites? What we are going to do? Oh, sorry, I didn't tell you about the. The physiological inside. What is about? I said about appearance. I have to talk about internal. What is the Vata type? It should be in a appetite, digestion, elimination. How should be in a Vata type?
Slow.
Appetite.
Slow.
It is variable. Sometimes everything is eating. Sometimes they can stay without eating 24 hours. Without food, without anything. That's what I said to you. Sometimes I consult, Saturday morning 9 o'clock to until 5, 6, 7. I can, because it's their mind is very creative. When you have the likable thing is going on, they be with that. Yeah. They don't focus. It's not even focus. They love that. Whatever they're doing, they be there. They're forgetting about what to eat, not to eat, anything. Water, anything. They can function without anything. Can Pitta? No. If it is the function, let alone function, if the 12 o'clock, if it is not there, they will kill you, because why? It's like too much Pitta going on. But Vata type people are not like that. And that means sometimes they eat. That's what they end up with a bloating. Because why? There is no correct timing to eat, and they eat, and then they eat everything, and they can feel like bloating. Because why? There is no energy is coming according to your speed, physiology, and your mind think, okay, now I eat, digest properly now. You can't do that because the body speed is different than your mind speed, and that means they end up with a little bit bloating. And how is their the digestive fire?
Strong. I mean,
Vata
is
is anytime, it's a variable. Some, it's called Vishamagni. I will tell you later. Vishamagni means sometimes it's all digestive fire, everything coming out and nicely, properly. And that's why Vata time need to train the body to be a little bit disciplined. It's good for them. 2 or 3 times a day, sit down and mindfulness eating. Why? What you eating, how you eating, what kind of food you eating, chew a lot. And these whole things are not common, it is like, it's not common for everybody. It's common, it is good for Vata type people more, because Vata people wanted to eat while they working, while they running, while they cooking, while they practicing marathon, they eating, and then this is not very good thing to do. And then Vata type has to be, maybe sit down and slow down, eat properly with mindfulness. Mind, focus what you're eating, how you're eating, and with the friends you're eating, and that kind of thing, because they give the time digestive fire to come into the digestion, and why is that? The digestive energy is going to go for 2 different ways. Where are they? There is, we call stomach in here, and this is the food we put in, and digestive fire is there, and the food is digested properly and have a nutrition is carried through the body, and waste products going out, and that's how it works. Food you put into the stomach, digestive fire stimulating, nutrition going up, and waste products going out. And nutrition is producing nutrition to the body, and last nutrition we call just producing to the high senses as well, like your spiritual level, and that means food has to be good because of that. I will tell you later, okay? And then, the liver and spleen is the one is producing and digestive fire, we call Panchabhutagni, I will tell you later, okay? And to the digestive fire, Jataragni we call, I will tell you later. And then this is, sorry, and this bunch of digestive energy coming, and it's taken digest the stomach, and stomach is assimilating the food, nutrition, and waste production is stimulating. And when your mind is busy, what the digestive fire doing, this fire, this is sneakily go into the head, sneakily go into the reproductive system. And we call this one is unpurified fuel. This is purified fuel, which is go through the super pathway. This is stealing undigested food. And this scenario, I think doctors are, scientists are identify that, and they call it leaky gut.
Yeah.
There is no gut leaking food. And they call it leaky gut. It's not leaky gut. It's like nothing leaking from that, And leaking is the energy. Energy is going up. For example, when especially it's happened to Vata type person. Vata type person is like busy thinking and doing something. Where the digestive fire? It's in here. That's what is not there. And then you don't feel hungry. And then if you are, somebody died, or somebody who very close to you, what is happening to your digestive fire? It's not there. It's weeping, it's thinking, the sadness and everything is going there. And same as another Sikhi pathway is there, is reproductive system. And why is going to reproductive system? The emotion involved in that chakra level. And that means it is going and stay in your womb. And if it is going to your womb, what happens? It's affected to your fertility and your eggs, your fibroids, endometriosis. This all because the heat is going this pathway. Is, for example, is due to your thinking, due to you couldn't marry, you didn't have a child, is when you're 40. You're 40, you didn't have a child, you didn't get married, you don't have partner. Where the thinking is? Thinking is here due to this. And that means fire is nicely divided to two parts. You don't shout each other's. I will provide you more to equal pressure to both people. Which is, head is thinking, oh, I am 40, I don't have a child, and I have a partner, what should I do? And then, okay, I will go downstairs and I will screw that place up as well. And that means, this due to this place, the emotional link is having that emotional and physical balance. And they call it leaky gut. And then what is happening in here? Digestive fire is suffering. For example, this big bunch of energies come in here to digest, and you sneaky out this one here, and that means to here having lack of fire. When you have lack of fire, what happens to the food you're putting? It doesn't digest properly. And if it is not digested properly, we call armor. Armor means toxins. Instead of nutrition circulate, is toxin circulate with the energy.
So is that because you're distracted from actually just sitting down and thinking about your food?
Yeah.
You're also thinking about all these other jobs.
Yeah.
Or watching the TV.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. That's more watching the thing is body is intelligent when you're watching the TV, when you're doing some sort of like relaxed stuff. Still they stay here, but you thinking about what going to happen tomorrow in my work, and somebody going to sack me, or how do I screw somebody up, and the thinkings, and my mortgage, my this, my school, my this, my, and that means it stayed more fire is moving that, and that means when fire is moving there, what happened to you then? Digestive fire is armor producing, and then at night what happened? It's refused to come down.
Yeah.
What happened at night? What happened? Yeah. What should happen? You go into 10 o'clock. You have to feel like the digestive fire up there to down is naturally coming down to here, and you fall asleep and you digest the food, and that is the happening at night. But when you insomnia, I mean you keep the food in here, the thoughts in here. The food is not digested, and that means next day morning you don't go to toilet, and all things screw up.
2 questions. Veronica said, so if someone is vata,
Yeah.
is it more important to have them eating regular eating patterns to help their anxiety and to calm down the anxiety and stress, or does it not matter how often they eat, but just what they eat? And then Tara also asked, how do you make sure for vata person digestive energy isn't diverted to different places? How do you keep it down there?
You feel it, you 2 things. You go to sleep nicely, you poo nicely, and that means your digestion is correct. If you have constipation, you didn't digest the food properly. If you don't go to sleep, you don't digest it properly. One example I'll tell you. One of the powder I use in my clinic, and it's called Datri, and it is, when I show it to Sri Lankan person, show it to, don't even give it to. Here Datri, they go and run into toilet, and it's a strong purgative, But here what happened? Here I give you 1 teaspoon of that every night, they superly go to sleep. They think it's sleeping powder. How is the purgative powder is to Sri Lanka, that continent, and is changed into sleeping powder in here? You tell me. How?
Because you need to sleep to digest the food.
Their energy is here. They are climbing 2 steps down, because their fire is here. They don't have anything in, because most people are quite relaxed. They don't feel like what I'm going to do tomorrow and la la la. But how I'm going to earn money to eat is the most prominent thing. Is the most of the people. Okay, and that means the digestive fire stayed in a digestion, and that means if you take that powder 1 step to climb down, which is go to toilet, But when you use that one, it's effective the energy to come down to here to digestion first. This redirecting this energy to that first, and that means they sleep and digestion happen, and they go to toilet, and never been but they said it's not a diarrhea or purgative, but I go to toilet very nicely next morning. That means it's like regulate their digestion like that. They sleep, the energy come in here, and then the lot of menopausal women said to me, like, oh, what did you give it to me, like 10 o'clock, like I'm like having marijuana like that. Oh my God, my head is going round and round and round. Because why? The menopause is the one is the crazy time. The whole energy is going stuck in your brain, And if something can redirect their energy to the gut, they feel like a heaven. They feel like a drugged up. But it's the digestive energy. You can see what's happening in this diagram to the Western world. Nothing you have to say. Because that's what the Ayurvedic doctors from India to come here struggle to be a good Ayurvedic physician. Because why? Everything is different in here. Everything. People diet, people energy, how people digest their food, what they consume, everything is different. And that means according to that, we have to change our powders to what they are needed. This purgative medicine is becoming sedative in here. And Indian, one of professor came from Sri Lanka, stayed with me a few days, and he could never believe that. He said, oh my God, what you doing? Why you giving the people purgative? This is not purgative. This is like medicine who is redirecting the energy to here to there. You know, but in Sri Lanka it's a purgative. It's very strong purgative. But nobody gone to toilet with that like diarrhea in here. Unbelievable. And they feel like sleep, going to toilet very nicely. You know, and this is the thing. And then what we talking about? And vata sides. Oh no, another one. Digestion and how is their elimination going to be? What is the vata people's elimination? Irregular and hard to, and to have the perfect bowel movement. What you needed? Strength and substance. You know, and urge. One thing is urge, downward urge. One thing. Another thing, correct substances. Substance has to be moist and nice and okay. Substance has to be moist and nice and easy to pass through. You know, some people have moist, nice, easy to pass through, but no urge. You know, some people have the substance are dry, there is no urge. Who is that? Vata type people, both happening. You know, urge is not there sometimes because Vata is taking all upward movement, downward movement is, you know, if it is air, it not going down, is it? It's going up. And then that means downward movement is like quite at last. You know, I remember my son and daughter both did that when they were little. When they playing somewhere, they wanted to go to pool. You know, my daughter is like that. They can slow up there. Okay, I can play more. And and because it's like children can do that. You know, like even adults like we do that as well. But I'll tell you one thing to Vata type people. When you want to go, otherwise you never come back. And come tomorrow. Because it's Vata type, you know, like they have urge, they have to go. Otherwise they can't, it's like, I'm not coming tomorrow. Whatever you say, I'm not coming, is tomorrow or not even tomorrow. Because it's punishment day after tomorrow, you know. And like that, you know, like the Vata people have the downward action is little bit low, you know. And that means, you know, they can tend to have a constipation and dry stool, both. Okay, and how is there the emotional stuff? Emotional. They can be very good friends, and they talking. They're the party animal, yeah. And if you have one person like your friend. It's like talking, joking, nice, live, you know, like wanted to be happy all the time, partying, drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, you know. And but if they imbalance, don't go near them. Because why? It's a nuisance. Because why? Every time talk the same thing and crying and is that, and you know, whole world knows their problems, but they go and tell everybody, don't tell anybody, but everybody knows the problem, and like that. Like the Vata people are really, you know, like nuisance, you know, when you're imbalance. But balance is their party, you know.
So they can be very melancholy.
No, they're not depressed unless they imbalance. When they imbalance, you know, it's like very big. There is natural rhythm is like that. Vata has this.
Okay.
You know, because party, depress, party, depress, party. Other way around. Party, depress, party, depress. You know, and then what happened is when the Vata type has that fluctuating all the anyway, you know, up and down. If it is not, it's no Vata. They have. So what we doing is in a balance. We keeping the distance between fluctuating is low, minimize, and that means they can fluctuate. They couldn't feel like that high and low all the time. You know, they can feel like this is fluctuating, but I'm not like before. You know, I can feel good, I can feel bad, but I'm not going to cry all the time I feel bad. I'm not going to be over the moon when I feel good. And it is like fluctuating in that certain period of timing. And that is the vata. Okay. And emotionally, how they are emotionally, loving, that kind of thing, what is that? They're very insecure.